Hello, welcome to The Leak. My name's Aidan Jones. I'm your host for tonight's special end of year episode. And spoiler, it's been really, really bad. Tonight we're going to be looking back at what was the worst year of most of our lives. I got a friend in Paris whose granddad lived through World War II. He lived through the past year and he's still alive today. And he said that 2020 was nowhere near as bad as the Nazi occupation of Paris. But you know what, old man? We still hated it. This morning, the International Space Station finally resolved a communications fault that had stopped it receiving transmissions from Earth for the past 12 months. Joining us from the ISS is Captain Ainsley Vale in their first interview since regaining contact. Captain, greetings from Earth. How's it been up there?
It's been so horrible in so many ways, Aidan. The loneliness. Absolutely nobody on Earth can understand what it's like to be up here. To self-isolate, you might say. Have you heard of the term self-isolate? I don't think I've heard anybody use it.
I understand you're finally coming to Earth next week, back home again. What are you most looking forward to when you get home?
Never being alone again, the hugging, the weddings, the sports, visiting the church again, visiting the mega church again, Christmas dinner with my extended family.
They haven't told you about the...
Cashing on all the Tinder hookups that I am going to get after this.
Oh, wait, they haven't told you about what's been going on down here?
Not yet. I've been told I'm going to be briefed when I land on Earth. I'm told that I'll have a psychologist present, which I guess will be good to unpack the rest of this year. I can't think of any other reason why there'd be a psychologist there.
Yeah.
I have a lot of catching up to do. I started investing in Quibi last year, so I'm looking forward to how that's going.
Oof, brutal. I mean, you put yourself out there. Good for you.
Oh, that reminds me. I intercepted some space debris last week, and I found some really cool biological samples on board.
Oh, you're going to need to quarantine those, mate.
Quarantine. That is definitely a word I don't need to hear ever again. Face masks, hand sanitizer, any of that, gone. And I'm so grateful.
Well, you can at least say you've observed social distancing for this past year.
Social distancing, I'm not actually aware of that term.
It's a pretty new expression. Everyone's getting around it. Very exciting.
Should I use it on my Tinder profile? Because it doesn't actually sound that sexy.
I wouldn't worry about it.
Thank you. We'll see you on Earth for a big party. See ya.
Rightio. Well, now we've gone big and we've gone hard here, blown the budget on a little bit of time travel to make contact with one of our correspondents from last year to see in the year 2019 what they were hoping for in the year ahead. Hello, Liz.
Hi, Aidan. God, this is so amazing. You guys even figured out time travel? I mean, surely that's just one of the amazing things that are going to happen in 2020.
What was that, mate?
2020, you know, the roaring 20s. I mean, it's a new year, a new decade. Surely some amazing things are coming my way.
Oh, I mean, absolutely some stuff is coming your way, for sure.
I can't wait for all the new movies that are going to come out this year. Going to parties, seeing friends. I'm even going to try and take a step away from technology this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you know, I just feel like I've been so glued to my phone and my laptop these days. It gets exhausting after a while, you know? I need a break from it for once. Like, who knows? Maybe I'll even go to uni once or twice without it. I even drafted up a great new workout routine to help me really get out there next year.
Oh, you're like really optimistic for this year, hey?
Of course. I mean, the past few years have been pretty, meh. But 2020 is going to be different. I mean, yeah, the Australian bushfires aren't looking too good right now, but with the new year, I'm sure it's going to all blow over and we can move on to bigger and better things. Aidan, are you okay? You look all emotional.
No, I'm fine. It's nice to see someone hopeful for the future.
What are you talking about? I mean, you're acting like the apocalypse is coming.
I don't need to, you'll find out. Thank you so much for coming on. I really hope that you handle the pandemic with the same optimism that you've got right now.
Wait, pandemic?
Oh, yeah, cut it. 2020 has been full of crap. It's almost enough to make you want to tilt your head to the heavens and scream, "Why, God? Why?" So we've got God in here, and we can do exactly that.
I don't recall.
I haven't said anything yet.
That's not my understanding of the facts as they transpired.
We haven't started.
Can you imagine what it is like when you're the supreme being of the universe? Of course you can't. You're mortal.
Are you saying that all this, 2020, how does that even work?
In mysterious ways, Aiden. In mysterious ways.
You gave humanity free will, and yet we look to you to fix things when they go wrong. That's got to be frustrating.
Everyone's mad at me for the bad stuff. No one gives me any credit for the good stuff, like reuniting the cast of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, or bringing back the Pollywaffle.
You do all that stuff. Why not like the bushfires or COVID, you know? Stop all that from going.
Nick Cave doesn't believe in an interventionist god, and he doesn't get half the crap I do. It's immoral to blame people for things they didn't do. There's always a scapegoat in these things. Like in that miniseries, Chernobyl. Imagine if things like that happened in real life.
That was based on the actual Chernobyl. That was real. You know that.
Oh my me!
That's like the worst nuclear disaster of all time. You don't know about that?
I can't bloody well be everywhere at once, can I?
I thought you were supposed to be like all-knowing or whatever.
Don't make me smite you, you little shit! Why do you think I inspired humans to bring back the Pollywaffle?
Yeah, and then your humans had to delay the production until 2022 because of your COVID.
Which was not my fault. Look at you. You made God cry. Happy now?
I'm sorry, God. Have a Pollywaffle or a Milky Way. Do you want a Milky Way? That's one of yours. Huh? Here, mate.
Bless you, my son. You'll be spared in the next flood.
Good to know, man. Please don't go anywhere. We're going to come back. We're just, after the break, we're going to come back, please. Please. Ha ha! Welcome back. Yeah, it's us, man. Back to talk about 2020, huh? What have you been thinking about this year? I've had a lot of time. I've been thinking about death a lot, a bit. Oh, no more than probably average amount. Been thinking about, you know, like if you were gonna do it to someone, who would you do it to, and where, and why, and how, and where you buy the rope. Or you buy not rope, maybe like cable tie, because that's harder. It doesn't, you know, it's harder to get out of. I just feel like I trust the plastic more. So if I'm going to do it, I'm not going to get a rope. That's like, well, I'm not in the Scouts. I'll get a cable tie. I'm not an idiot. Anyway, here with another little discussion about death is Detective Poirot with a murder mystery.
Thank you all for coming. When Madame 2020 died her most gruesome death, Mademoiselle 2021 requested Poirot to find the culprit. And I have. Oh, what nonsense! COVID was caught red-handed. Ah, Madame Media, it does look that way, does it not? But Poirot, he sees the spider's web. COVID is but one string that pulled Madame 2020 into an early grave. COVID played her role, but the puppet master of the operation sits in this very room. No. Who was it, Madame White Supremacy, that caused destruction and left Madame 2020 vulnerable? And who was it, Miss Media, that put out articles suggesting COVID wasn't real, so that Madame 2020 would put her guard down? Are you suggesting we killed 2020? Don't be absurd. No. Your actions simply took attention away from the real culprit. Yes, the government family. Pizzagate is real. Perhaps. But do you forget that on the day of the murder, the government family, they went to capitalism and they asked for advice on how to handle COVID? And what did capitalism say? I just said that the most important thing was for businesses to keep running like normal, and so therefore people should keep working like normal too. And, if you were going to keep COVID constrained, you would stop that from happening. Indeed. But Monsieur Capitalism, he neglects to say one little thing. He is COVID's father. That's a lie. Ah, Madame White Supremacy, I am sure it comes as quite a shock to discover that you are not capitalism's only lover. For capitalism told you, did he not, that he couldn't survive without you, because you maintain the status quo that lets him, how you say, Monsieur Capitalism, keep the businesses running like normal. Oh, but in fact, Monsieur Capitalism leapt into bed with deforestation, knowing that COVID would eventually be born and kill Madame 2020. Please, what interest would I have in killing 2020? Not an interest, Monsieur, but rather you continued doing all the things you wanted to do, knowing full well that if you did, Madame 2020, she would die. You chose greed over her life. Preposterous. Did your other children's wealth not exponentially increase through this time? Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, to name a few. You created the gun, the shooter, and the situation in which Madame 2020, she could not escape. Well, that won't be enough to put me in jail. Law wouldn't stand for it. Indeed. Law wouldn't come after you even if he had the ability to put you away. Law won't. But Poirot, he hopes that Mademoiselle 2021, she will.
Up next is... What's this? I'm getting a breaking news report right now that our correspondent is hearing from the murder hornets that surfaced this year. They have an announcement for us. I always wondered where they went.
Yes, Aiden. The Asian giant hornet, otherwise known as the murder hornet, initially began their invasion by infiltrating the United States earlier this year. However, since then they seem to have halted their invasion. Why? Well, according to their tyrannical queen Bethany, the same reason as everything else. 2020. Yes, it appears even the murder hornets were shocked by the level of insanity this year has been put upon us. So much so that the Queen has announced that the planned invasion of the murder hornets will be delayed until 2021. In her words, 2020 has made the pitiful human race suffer more than anything we could accomplish this year. We believe that mankind should have at least a brief moment to fall into a false sense of security before we invade and enslave them all. I, for one, am going to thank our future insect overlords and go plant a shit ton of flowers around my house as a measly form of protection. Back to you, Aiden.
As we come towards the end of 2020, this year has caused massive delays in many blockbuster movie developments. We are now crossing to our films correspondent with more.
If you can use your imagination, I'm here at my local cinema, where I've actually been for the entirety of lockdown. Now, like many of you people out there, I'm a movie person, and I refuse to give up on cinema. So I've actually used my lockdown time to watch 2020's biggest hits on the big screen. That's right, eat your heart out, Avengers, take a hike. Justice League, Sonic the Hedgehog is this year's people's superhero. And it's any wonder considering we're wishing this year away at Sonic Speed. But the word on the street is that not only will Sonic win Best Actor for next year's Academy Awards, but they're also planning on introducing a new category called Best Hedgehog, which he's sure to dominate for years.
What movies can we look forward to in the new year?
Well, Michael Bay is actually directing a pandemic action thriller. That one's real, I'm not even kidding, look it up. There will be a nature documentary where all of the humans cosplay as all of the animals. Probably another Fast and Furious. And I'm actually directing an art house film where Alf Stewart from Home and Away saves the world from an alien invasion.
Well, whack-a-doodle-doo. That sounds bloody lovely. Thanks for the report, mate. I'm actually really looking forward to our next report. It's our Halloween correspondent, Stacey, with an investigative report on how the spookiest day of the year is celebrated around the world.
Hello, Aiden.
Stacey?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it is great having you caught red-handed.
Sorry?
Yeah, you should be.
What's happening right now?
What happened on the night of October the 31st, Stacey?
I don't remember. Is this part of the script?
You were hanging out with a bunch of witches and ghouls.
No, I've been researching how Halloween is perceived the past 3 months in countries like the Philippines, United States, and Mexico.
Yeah, whatever. I want to know what you did on Halloween.
Aiden, are you going to show the video I prepared or not?
Stop dodging the questions.
Stop yelling at me!
Why wasn't I invited?
Is this what this is all about?
Ha! You admit it. You admit to not having me at your party. Go on, admit it. Live on TV.
This isn't actually live.
Whatever. Shut up. Just say sorry.
If I do, will you leave this all behind?
Yeah.
Fine. I'm sorry I didn't invite you to my party. Hey, is this why you signed me to this segment 3 months ago? So you could get back on me on national TV?
This isn't national TV, but yes. Yeah.
You are a real jerk, and this is exactly why you don't get invited to things. You always have to make a scene. Hey, how did you find out about my party anyway?
Jay did reply all to the separate email thread about the leak stuff and whatever. I read down the thing past his stupid ideas for costumes, and it was all there. All the party stuff. It was all there, and I read it all.
Crap.
Trick or treat.
Treat.
You're fired from the show.
You can't fire me from the show. I'm a volunteer.
Well, you know what? Fuck Halloween. Who would celebrate it in Australia? Anyway,
Can I please go now?
whatever.
In case I don't see you again, Aiden. Merry Christmas.
Dick. Might still seem months away, but the silly season is quickly creeping up on us. That's right. Christmas is almost here. Who better to talk to than Santa himself? Welcome to the leak, Santa.
Well, I am happy to be here.
Happy to have ya. How's the South Pole been keeping you, mate?
Well, we've been under lockdown ourselves for several months. One of my elves went on vacation on a cruise ship, came back in March, one thing led to another, and now we can't tell which reindeer is Rudolph, 'cause they're all wearing masks. Oh dear.
Oh, not ideal. Are things chilling out or?
Well, yes and no. We're doing okay with COVID, but the whole ordeal has made me rethink the business model of Christmas.
Oh, how's that?
Well, for starters, I'm not sure how I can get around those closed international borders, so I may not be delivering presents this year.
No presentes! Oof, those kids are going to be pissed, hey?
Well, that brings me to my next idea. I don't think I'm going to be the jolly old gift giver that I've been in the past. It's time for a big change. Everyone always expects the world of Santa, but Santa never gets anything in return.
What about all the joy stuff? Bringing presents to people, all of that. You don't get anything out of that?
Frankly, I never wanted that. I just applied for a job in the North Pole, and centuries later, I'm stuck here. I hate the cold.
Huh. I mean, what do you want?
You'll laugh. I'm not saying.
Santa, I'm a professional. I'm here to interview you, learn about you, and understand what makes you tick. I'm not going to laugh.
Well, I want to star in a Netflix holiday rom-com.
Yeah, right.
All right, you know what? I was trying to do this in a civil way. Santa's tired of being a joke. Everyone thinks I'm so robust, giving happy man. Well, guess what? Santa quits. Bye-bye.
That dude is unhinged. All right, well, new job going on the North Pole, I guess. But before you start dusting off that resume, here's a bunch of ads trying to convince you to buy stuff. Hey, welcome back. Did you spend any money in the ad break on some of the little things? Look, I know you're about to go tell your kids it's not going to be a Christmas this year, but before you do, hold up. In episode 1, our roving correspondent Jean didn't have a lot of luck getting any vox pops from people on the streets, you know, going up to people, whatever, obviously because of COVID. But she's back, restrictions are lifted, and here's a segment of her interviewing people on the street for some reason.
Finally! Yes! This time around we ask, what was your highlight of 2020? Difficult question, I know. But we've got a heap of responses for you this week. Shout out to all my housemates for filming these vox pops. Yeah, can't wait to see how it looks. Roll the tape. Good morning, Mrs. Bolsh. My highlight of 2020 was working on the leak with you.
Oh, what a sweetheart.
Did I do a good job? Was that okay? Can I go home now? I'm not as dumb as I sound. Jean just makes me say stupid shit in a silly accent. I have a double arts degree.
Do you make us wear weird looking shit?
What? That's not true.
Guys.
It was me all along. Jean won't let us leave the house. I think I'm gonna have to get the union involved. We're being held hostage. Please send help. Send help. This is real. This is not an act. This is not an act. This is real. This is not an act. This is real. You know, seems my imagination has run a little too wild. I am my own housemates. Back to you, Aiden.
Cool. And now, something pretty rare in this day and age is an apology video. Something that we've all been waiting for, I think. This is not any apology. This is an apology from the year that made our lives hell. This is an apology from 2020.
Hello, mankind. I'm sorry, I've tried making this several times. It's hard finding the right words to say, as it is. I will admit this year has been rough for many of us. We came in with high hopes, only to falter a bit along the way, but I do believe that we've come out stronger for it. Yes, your birthdays may have been a bit lackluster, your graduation squandered, and your forest devastated. But in my defense, if a lot of you big corporate guys got your shit together sooner, then a lot of this wouldn't have happened. I'm sorry. It's been so hard, you know, and it just sucks. I feel like I've tried so hard this year, and I've let not only all of you down, but I've let myself down as well. I feel like we've all let ourselves down this year. I know everyone liked to cope this year by blaming me, but what about the rest of you? Like, take some responsibility for once in your life. I mean, I gave you guys a Taylor Swift album this year. Like, what more do you want from me? Like, so what if all your big events this year got cancelled? Like, you got to spend time with your friends on Zoom, didn't you? And you got to binge watch all those shows on Netflix that you've been meaning to get to. If anything, you guys should be thanking me. So, anyways, I I hope you all now understand who is really at fault for this year. And I hope that now we can all put it behind us and work together for a brighter future. I love you all so much. And it's thanks to all of you that I am the person I am today. And I will never forget that. Alright, losers, let's wrap this up. I've still got another month of shit I can do. Wait, are you still recording?
And finally tonight, we finish season 8 of The Leak with a look at those we lost and those who lost their dignity in the year that was 2020. That's all from us. Stay safe, be kind, and brush your teeth.